Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be Pro teaches noobs. I know you like you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today with me, Ian. Ian?
Hello.
There you are. Yep, and today we're going over, sorry to put you through this, but I gotta cover it with someone at some point. Rob Liefeld and Jeff Loeb on Onslaught Reborn. It was meant to celebrate the 10th anniversary of both Onslaught and Heroes Reborn. So, kind of makes sense. Kinda. And I'll say this. The origin of what brought back Onslaught actually makes sense. As we're about to find out. But what's your knowledge of Onslaught, Heroes Reborn, Rob Liefeld, or Jeff Loeb?
I don't really know anything about Heroes Reborn. I don't know anything about Onslaught Reborn.
No, just Onslaught in general.
Nope, nothing. I do know that Jeff Loeb he's uneven, let us say.
Great at DC! Great at DC!
He's okay. I still think he's more carried.
Halloween, Dark Victory.
I think Hush is terrible. I think Long Halloween has 12 good episodes and one
Superman Batman.
Really terrible. I hate Superman Batman. I hate that series so much. So very uneven for me. I think For All Seasons is the only book I really like by him, and I prefer Darwin Cook writing for Tim Sale.
You mean from Kryptonite?
Yep.
Okay. And Liefeld?
He's a very interesting person.
And I'll say his artwork is both atrocious and at the same time, I don't know, there's something about it in the back of my head. It's one of those so bad it's good kind of artwork somehow. Especially some of his wacky poses where you're like, oh God, he had to know what he was drawing. Did he know what he was drawing? Maybe he knew what he was drawing. You know what I mean?
He definitely has an audience and sticks to that audience.
Yep. Well, yeah, this was meant to celebrate, like I said before, the 10th anniversary. So it's been 10 years since Onslaught. Now, Onslaught was the merge. Okay, you remember X-Men Fatal Attraction, at least? The one where Magneto rips the skeleton out of Wolverine's bones and everything?
Too much.
He had an adamantium out of him?
Yep.
Well, and you know what happened when Xavier did to them? He basically took his mind.
Okay.
Well, it turns out that started a long gestating process that eventually led to their two personas, especially the evil, what evil there is in Magneto, festering and eventually becoming its own personality known as Onslaught. So basically, Onslaught is the worst traits of Xavier and Magneto combined and insanely powerful. And eventually he would get his own, basically he was so powerful, he was able to rip out the gem of Sertec from Juggernaut with ease. And thus, and eventually got his own personified body, and then eventually took everyone in the Marvel Universe to stop him, sacrificing a lot of the heroes Mostly the Avengers, of course, and they made it clear no mutants can do what they did except for Scarlet Witch because of her hexes protecting her, and because of course she's more an Avenger than she is an X-Men, and they stop them, and eventually we find out Franklin created the Heroes Reborn world. That was what they stated happened when they brought it back. It was his way of keeping all of his loved ones and everyone he cared about safe. And basically, the whole point of Heroes Reborn was to give a bunch of property titles to Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld to restart. And
So
believe it or not, what?
So is this before or after Jim Lee went to?
DC? After he went to DC. This bit here, this miniseries is when he did Heroes Reborn, he was still for hire and everything. We still had Wildstorm, but that's they were tapping Image to help restart things. And of the books, Jim Lee's stuff were the better of the 4 books.
But were they on time?
Actually, compared to Liefeld's, yes.
But were they on time objectively?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. His was the more on time one, and he saw it through to the end. Rob Liefeld got fired.
For avoidable reasons?
Yes, avoidable reasons. Basically ego among other factors. And eventually he was replaced by, and it was a couple of other writers eventually, and artists. Of course, he was the one drawing the Captain America one, where we got the famous big barrel-chested Cap.
The meme that will never die.
Never die. Like I said, so to celebrate, now this all takes place right after House of M. So no more mutants, all that stuff. And actually, that's why I say it's actually kind of clever how they do it. Because basically both Xavier and Magneto got depowered. Oh boy. First of all, Wanda didn't look like that when she did No More Mutants. Second, already seeing Liefeld's awkward pauses.
Does she have just abs all the way down to her pelvis?
That's what Rob does so many times. He doesn't give them just 6-packs. He gives them 12 packs.
That is a very strange look.
We're in for a ride, dude. They say that the world can be changed by 3 little words. What immediately pops in your head is "I love you," but those were not the words spoken several months ago that changed everything. No more mutants. In the flash of a moment, the deed was done. Thousands of mutants simply ceased to exist. And I said ceased to exist. In the center of all things, Homo Superior were, of course, Charles Xavier and Professor X, and his counterpart in the coin of life, Magneto. Wanda didn't just take power from these two that fateful day. She did something else. Was it intentional? We'll never really know. Wanda wasn't exactly in her right mind, you see. A few cranes short of a box. People talk a lot about what was lost that day. Not just their mutant powers, for some it was their purpose in life. It defined them. For some, it was life itself. So the next morning, when there were only something like 198 mutants left on Earth, it was as if an entire race of people had died. Genocide by magic, I guess. Where? Yeah, they talk a lot about who and what died that day. What they should have been looking for was the thing that got born, or in this case, reborn. Where is the boy?
So, remind me, the mutants were just depowered. They weren't murdered, right?
No, but many of them died. If anyone were in the air, they died. Some of their immune powers kept them alive.
Okay, what are the statistics on how many of the people that was?
Good, not a lot, but there was a good number. Most of them were also the random unnamed mutants.
That's what I thought.
But some, like Chamber, for example, was because he had that thermal, what do you call it, the furnace heart. His, when they went out, they had to put tubes and everything to keep him alive. Because his heart was gone. So things like that.
I think the end of House of End is a radically poorly conceived idea. But I don't like the way Loeb is writing about it.
No, not at all.
It's more akin to forced sterilization than genocide.
Well, to be fair though, he didn't come up with that idea.
I think it was a radically poorly conceived idea.
But so Loeb, it's just, I get what Loeb's going for. He's trying to just pontificate, mentioning about how Onslaught was reborn because of Wanda's actions.
Right, but I don't like being pontificated at.
I know. Oh, geez, look at this right here. You can so tell that was added last second. This gun.
What is that?
It's a blaster, but look at it. Look at his hands, isn't even holding it right. You can tell that gun was added last second.
What's he shooting at?
Oh, a blaster hologram. Blaster from the negative zone.
That doesn't make any sense. Why is he not looking where he's shooting? What is going on in this painting?
It's so obvious they edit in to make it look like he's actually defending himself when he's just running away. Especially because look, the gun's gone here.
Oops.
Where was the boy who Onslaught wanted to find? In a place you've got to kind of know to know. You know what I mean? Not really. A dimension, a universe that was discovered and blah blah. Reed Richards found it. The negative zone. Help! I'm Ben. I'm being chased. It sort of made sense that the boy would be in there. After all, he was Reed and Susan, the invisible woman, Richard's son. Who talks like that?
Is the narration supposed to be a person that we find out?
Yeah, actually, and we'll find out who it is at the end of the issue.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that because it's a very strange voice.
Child, you can run, but you cannot hide from Blaster, the living bomb burst. Uncle Ben! Keep your ugly mitts off of my nephew, dog breast. I will say this. I do kind of like Lightbel's Ben because he does get the rockiness right.
That's a cool thing. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
How is he punching a hologram, though?
Oh, no, it's a solid light hologram.
That's not a thing.
Dude,
if it's solid, it's not light anymore.
Dude, Star Trek set that type of thing up.
Yeah, I don't like it there either.
Uh-oh, I think you broke it, Uncle Ben. Listen, kid, I didn't break nothing. Maybe you hit Blastar too hard. How could I break it? We're in one of your dad's video games. You know I can't hit anything for real. Then how come the lights went out? Better question is, how come Maurice generators haven't kicked in? Ain't like Mr. Big Brain to let something like this happen when there's all kinds of experimentations. Hey, here comes Uncle Johnny. Maybe he knows what's going on. That's the handy thing about having a human torch in your family, kid. You always got a match in case the power goes out. Hey, Torchy, will you blow up some Farmstead or if you protect the child, you will die with the child. Oh, whenever you see that means Onslaught's possessing them.
Wait, which part?
No, look at the speech bubble. Look at the speech bubble.
Yeah, I see. It's the Joker speech bubble.
Yeah. Hey, what are you, nuts? No fool around with the id-K near me. I know what you're saying, Uncle Ben. Get round me, run. I got a bad feeling about this. Cut it out, Uncle Johnny. I just think your Uncle Johnny is kidding around, Franklin. Go on now, kid. Go find your mom and dad. But I want to help you. Get out of here. Yeah, you blasted matchstick. That's something. So, yeah, they put up a fight and, just like he said, you cannot stop me. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Come on, you blessed doohickey. You got to be somewhere around here and be around here somewhere. You never can find one of those things when you wanna. And when you don't, they're leaking everywhere. Gotcha. Best night, Junior. And it ain't even Saturday. Again, pages like this is not bad. One thing I thought it's good at is big dramatic posing. It's just, as you see, most of his pages are big dramatic posing. But when he gets moments like this, it really works.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Come on, Johnny, speak to your best pal, Benjamin J. Grimm. And you better be nice, you lousy. More power. New powers. Somehow, Onslaught, while he's possessing Johnny, gives him fire vision, even though he never has that. Why? Because Liefeld thought it'd be cool.
Can't Johnny shoot fire from his hands?
Yeah.
So I don't see why that's...
Because Liefeld thought it was cool.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, now look at this!
That's a
out
very
of context, this looks so awkward.
That's a very strange size differential, and also, what is that pose? What is that pose?
But not just that. Just everything about this is just so suggestive. Give it out. You
can see pounding a whole new layer of meaning.
Especially when you see Johnny's bare ass.
Exactly.
That's what really makes it like, okay, I'm getting the wrong type of meanings for this that shouldn't work. It'll be there. What a revolting development this is. I knew I should have headed out to JFK and waited for a fare. Hey man, am I gonna hear about this from the wife? Sorry about your cab, mister. Send us a bill, I will get you a brand spanky new one. So yeah, fighting off, but then somehow he goes for, oh yeah, then Johnny passes out though. Turns out he then jumped into Reed, trying to claim, hide in the negative zone. But oh, look at this. What kind of face is that?
I'm struggling with how old this kid is supposed to be.
Well, this is clearly before his time is aging up that he got a couple of years ago. But yeah, he's supposed to be like, I don't know, 10 maybe?
Because that musculature in the first panel makes him look like he's in his late teens.
Yeah, despite his short stature.
They're short men.
True. I have within your father controlling his every thought. Surely you remember me, child. You remember? Onslaught? What the hell do you think you're doing, mister? Put down my son. So yeah, they're fighting it up and everything. And then, again, what's with this? Susan looks constipated there. And Reed looks like he's drunk. But this face is like, what the hell, Liefeld?
Liefeld really wanted to draw Joker, apparently.
Something like that. Ben's climbing his way up because all the doors and everything are locked. But he's like, oh, that ain't how I went out. And I got a bad feeling that this other hall means whatever went in. I gotta find Franklin. Where is it? Now, to make it clear, what Franklin has here was never established, and also technically the Onslaught and the Heroes Reborn universe still exists as a counter-Earth. And basically after this, it's never brought up again. They act like it was just gone, forgotten. Because Doom was actually the ruler of counter-Earth for a good number of years. I'm not kidding on that. Hello?
No, I think that's very whack.
Yep, got it. Okay. Oh, look, Incredibles, and this is before the Disney buyout. I would say that's a cute nod. I will give him that. That's a cute nod. Fantastic Four, Incredibles.
Interesting. I'm just thinking about the timing here.
Oh, got it. Okay, now all I gotta do is, not this time, child. You will not save your family. First, you will die. Onslaught, and then I will kill every hero this universe has ever known. Mom, Dad, I love you both very much. Now, that sphere is supposed to be him somehow keeping the counter-Earth. Now, this could explain any of the continuity kerfuffles in that this is like a copy of it that he's had. This isn't the one that's been, that still exists out there. But yeah, they run over there and then they find, that sphere. That's all they find. And then when he shows up, for some reason, he's on the George Washington Bridge. And he meets up with Ricky Barnes, this world's Bucky. That's, girl Bucky.
Oh, wait a minute. She's Nomad, right?
She was. And then you had Onslaught Unleashed, where it was revealed, well, what happens at the end here actually killed her. and Onslaught took over her. I'm not kidding on that one either. Loeb didn't write that one, though. That was McKeever.
Yeah, it's the very sad McKeever.
Yeah, by that point, I feel like McKeever kind of lost his way after Titans. So Franklin, who you hiding from? That would be me. That was it. That's when I met him, or it, or whatever he was. Now I can tell you what he was. The scariest thing I'd ever seen in my life. The biggest threat the Fantastic Four and the Avengers combined had to ever go up against. Unstoppable, he beat Thor. He beat the Hulk. And by the time he was done, he would have killed everyone. So you'll see, maybe even understand why I had to die to save them all. So all the narration was Ricky.
How many times does she die?
Actually, to be fair, she doesn't Okay, we don't know until later that Onslaught killed her. Until that Onslaught Unleashed. As far as we'll see here, what happens to her just brings her to the 616 universe. Yeah. Which, in other words, tells me McKeever, it's like, you really wanted to... That was your big plan for her, McKeever? Really? Reveal that she was never alive in the 616?
It's very sad, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. I'll say even that look for Onslaught isn't bad.
It looks like a big old worm.
All right, this is where we have Barbarian Thor, which means, of course, Liefeld and Loeb are ignoring what Walt Simonson did on Thor when he actually had proper Thor show up. And that, this Thor was an imposter. They're just ignoring that. Franklin, and this the BC followed you from where you came from to here. He hikes. I am dead. You're dead. I said dead. That's what look more like Brad Pitt. Child. Yeah, so he's now changing. Basically, all of his looks here are going to go in reverse from what he was in Onslaught. What we saw before him was this at the end of Onslaught look. Now we're getting closer to how he looked like partway through.
That reference is already like 10 years old by the time this miniseries came out.
I know. Well, to be fair, if this was to be the 10th year anniversary, we don't know what that is. Like, if it's still, like those 10 years have passed on this.
What a boomer.
I am here. I am only here for Franklin riches. I can spare you or fillet you. It makes no difference. It would make a difference to me. It's in my imagination. He just get bigger. He can get into your brain, make you see things or do things. He made my dad fight my mom. Great. So yeah, we got a quick recap here and everything. Each issue he does this, which I get. Loeb does that for, doing the whole recap for anyone who picks up this issue. But like, who would pick up the second issue if they didn't read the first? Kid, Captain America taught me, when in doubt, run it out. Captain America's here? That means my mom and dad are here. Kid, how do we go from here to there? And then look from here, it's like, wait, what?
I think Liefeld
is not good at setting up perspectives. And gotcha. No, don't panic. Help is coming. Yes, child. Let's give you a hand. Bucky, I don't think I can hold on. Franklin, please just wait for it. It doesn't matter what decade I wake up in. There's always some madman who builds himself up by picking on women and children. Yep, that's him, the living legend of World War blah, blah, blah. A lot of folks think of him as outdated, or that he walks around like he's got his underoos on too tight. Me, I always thought Captain America was cooler than cool. Another of the so-called heroes. Why do you all insist on dressing up in some sort of garage costume? It's called the American flag. Just to make clear, Onslaught never talked like this during Onslaught. The main event. He was trollish, yeah, but not like this. Folks have tried to burn it, spit on it, disrespect it. I care nothing for your politics. It has nothing to do with politics. For over 200 years, this flag has been a symbol of hope around the world. Then by killing you, let me send a different message to your insignificant world. Onslaught cannot be denied. Bucky, get out of here. A Quinjet will pick you up. Ah!
Marvel would never release this comic in the last 5 years.
True. You hurt me. I will bring that back down on you tenfold. Okay, so I don't always listen, but it doesn't matter how many times I see them. It's just thrilling. Thor, Iron Man, the Avengers, they're real. They're here. They're real. I did it. I brought them all. Oh, that's it, people. Keep up the pressure. I'm accessing every intel system worldwide, Cap. This thing didn't exist until about 2 minutes ago. It doesn't matter from whence it came. I care only that the creature be tamed with the taste of Mjolnir. Okay, that's going to leave a mark. Okay, I'm going to call it Avengers Assemble. And they pushed them somehow into the water, even though I thought we were on a bridge, but that didn't look like a bridge. What?
I'm confused. I thought he was a worm.
But no, he's not a worm. He's a monstrous humanoid.
No, he should be a worm. That's way cooler.
And he says he's the son of Reed Richard and Susan Storm. I could tell people I was the Queen of England. That doesn't mean that's who I am, kid. You think I'm making up? Because to be clear, Reed and Sue don't have kids here. So obviously that's why they wouldn't believe him. I don't blame him for not believing that. Would you?
I don't know. Isn't he multiversal though?
But again, he doesn't exist here. No one knows about Franklin. So why would they believe that he's the son of two people they know very well and know they don't have a kid?
But they don't know about the multiverse?
Not here, dude. Remember, the universe and the titles only last a year.
I don't know,
by that point, they didn't do much multiversal stuff when all this happened. It was from the 90s.
It's hard to remember this because they've gone so heavy into the multiverse for a decade now.
I made a hiding place, changing you guys, or Onslaught would have hurt you bad, and now it's my fault he's here. I thought it'd be safe, and all I want to do is go home. Wait, but again, this is ignoring the fact that we saw he did. They're acknowledging what he did originally, not how they're still around, because they were brought back. And we'll get you home, son. Okay, next stop, Baxter Building. And ain't they in for a surprise? Fascinating. I postulate the theory that there are other dimensions where doppelgangers themselves exist. I only recently became aware of a so-called counter-Earth, which mirrors our own on the other side of the sun, but it's populated by these beastmen. If what the boy says is true, he might be looking at some future vision of our own timeline. That's just it, Reed. According to Franklin, we are not copies of the heroes on his world. We are those heroes, shunted off to some kind of hidden dimension, reborn, so to speak. Gentlemen, as much as my heart desires marrying Susan Storm, there are no immediate plans for such an event. I'm sure Franklin is a fine boy, but he is not my son. What is a more immediate concern, however, is this Onslaught. No such creature exists in our world, so it stands to reason that it followed the boy to this reality. Again, they're treated like they're still the heroes, but it's like, but they are copies. These are copies. Because we just saw his parents and everyone else before. Why would Franklin tell them that, but not tell them the part about how they're clearly copies of those reborn versions, which they are?
So the movie can happen.
What movie?
I'm quoting Screen Rant, or what's it called? Pitch meetings.
They won't believe me. You don't know that, Franklin. No, I can tell. I tell. I know my dad. He only was that and had that look when I lie to him. Do you lie to him often? I'm not lying now, if that's what you're asking. It's something I've been wanting. You said
so that is an interesting anatomy, but I kind of like the costume for Invisible Woman.
Yeah. Now that's using the Jim Lee's outfit designs.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't become Bucky until after, and you said that you hit all the heroes here from wherever you were. But I didn't become Bucky until after Captain the Avengers formed. How could you know about me if I didn't exist when you said you did all this? It is as I said, Susan, a child perhaps of unspeakable power. But, like, you don't know who I am? Well, I hate to break up this little family picnic. We just got word that the Hulk, there's something you don't see every day. I might baby blues playing tricks on me, or this steamroller just gets past your ear. See what I mean? So much posing that's pointless posing.
I mean, that looks pretty good, though.
It does look good. It looks good on its own, but in the context of the scene,
it's supposed to evoke tension.
It doesn't. But I mean, we're just going to keep on getting repetitive. Everything's going to be constantly spinning its wheels to lead to the next action piece. That they're like, who is this kid again? Bucky, I need you to get the boy to the mansion. Done. The rest of us, Onslaught or not, we have to stop the Hulk. We then see Loki and Enchantress, and again, ignoring stuff that happened beforehand, and even ignoring what Liefeld set up, which was the Loki in Heroes Reborn, was the actual Loki who actually remembered the pre-Heroes Reborn stuff. Here, he's acting like Loki of this world, and only this world. But yeah, we then see Thor swimming through with Iron Man. And tell me the name of the wretch who thinks he can smite the son of Odin. That be the Hulk. They fought him before. But listen to me. We have reason to believe that Bruce may be being controlled by. Do not let your friendship with Bruce Banner cloud your mind, Tony. Oh, just to be clear, they actually combined Tony's origin with Hulk's origin. Actually having it be that Tony was there when Bruce became the Hulk. And Hulk brought down his chopper, which led to his damage to his body.
That's the kind of thing you do if you're trying to pitch a movie.
Well, to be fair, I think it was kind of what it was, but they only have 4 books. And when they had the Hulk for Avengers, they didn't have him. They didn't have a Hulk book to do it because Peter David was still doing his Hulk. Basically, Bruce went into Onslaught and thus went into Heroes Reborn, separated from the Hulk. The Hulk is running around without Bruce in him. The Hulk is a godless creature who must be destroyed. Hammerman wants to fight Hulk. Hulk is strongest there is.
Why are his pants so long?
What?
Why are his pants so long? Doesn't he usually wear shorts?
Not always. There are times he's worn long pants.
Okay.
All right. But then as soon as he punches Thor, somehow then Onslaught takes over. The outcome of this battle matters little to me. Only that once the stronger of the two is determined, then I will destroy these heroes from within, and Onslaught triumphs. Now keep on. We're already up to issue 3.
Jeff Loeb does tend to use a lot of splash pages in general, and he does tend to pick artists who do that, but this seems excessive to me.
To be fair, it's not how Liefeld usually draws stuff. And
it's not just Liefeld, though.
I know. Oh, look at what is Hulk's face here. And look at this.
I am not going to answer that question.
And that all you got? Yellow hair? Bing! You dare to spit on me, beast? That looks more like a rock than spit. Doesn't it? And why would it ricochet? And why would rock throw a pebble?
Wait, ping?
Because it bounced off his helmet.
But spit does not make a ping sound.
I know. I'm like, what?
That is wild.
Killing you just became my pleasure. And again, Bucky's summarizing everything that happens again. Like, roar, die, beast. That yellow hair keep calling Hulk beast. Hulk is Hulk. And the madder Hulk gets, the stronger Hulk gets. Beast, this is not about raw power. I can see you ruling that nest. But this one can bring down the heavens themselves. Boom! But because of Onslaught in him, He can't lift the hammer. Okay, that makes sense.
That's clever.
What matters is this. Why can't I lift the hammer? No being can deny me. And I cannot lift and let some tool defy my power. I'll waste my power on the weak. This body hasn't the strength I need. Then anyway. Then he jumps in the Hulk. Then I will simply take over one of the other ones. By Odin's blood, my mind is at last clear. Bang! This world, this insignificant place where they consider you a god, Thor, will soon bow down to me and say their prayers to Onslaught. Then it will be your weapon that I murder Franklin Richard, if he be worthy. I am Onslaught. My worthiness is based upon my desires. What? What sense does that make? Does that make sense to you? My worthiness is based upon my desire.
What's going on with his eyes and how are arrows puncturing him?
Well, because then the Avengers showed up with Hawkeye shooting.
What arrows is he using?
Probably, oh yeah, feeling that the adamantium tips Pym outfitted me. So adamantium can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they're all charging in. We got that's supposed to be Hellcat. It's supposed to be Hellcat actually.
Wait, that's Patsy Walker?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's Swordsman. See? And Johnny and all that, yeah. But yeah, they're putting up a big fight and everything. Like Hawkeye, somehow this Onslaught can possess each one and every one of us. Find him or Avengers are going to die out here. B, what makes you think I can fight him? You don't think I know who you are under that mask? Now find Onslaught, soldier. This is over. You and me are going to have a serious sit down. Bob!
So wait, so Wolverine is Hawkeye in this universe?
Even though that's not what was revealed in Heroes Reborn.
What? This is very confusing.
It is.
Oh no, is he going to rip someone in half again? Ugh.
Nope. I don't. No. He threw her at Swordsman.
Well, I'm just traumatized because of all the violence and grossness that Loeb did in Ultimatum and Ultimates 3.
I told you, none of that is here, thankfully. I'll give it. You can give him props for that, right? That it's stupid, but at least it's not.
It's not gross. I'm just nervous because of what he did.
You won't see any of that, I assure you. I don't know.
I'm glad to hear that.
You're hoping to accomplish, but on this world, every man, woman, and child will fight you to their last breath. Now, notice there's no civilians. Have you seen one civilian anywhere?
That is weird.
There's no civilians anywhere. It's just the
How does
hero.
this world function?
I think again, Lifeboat. I think Lifeboat just couldn't have been bothered to draw any. Damn it, we're out of time. Iron Man. So yeah, they're trying to find Thor to become Donald Blake, even though again he was never Donald Blake in Heroes Reborn. In fact, Donald Blake was a separate character. Oh, Namor finds the stick that was the hammer. Oh, gee, that hammer, an ordinary stick of wood. Yet another journey on this mystery on this journey. Ah. But yeah, Bruce, even if you're not in control of what's going on with the Hulk, I can't let this continue any longer. Got to run and harder than ever before. I'm sorry, Bruce. I hope someday you'll forgive me.
Is his mask liquid metal or something?
Dude, you ain't seen nothing. Wait until you see a few moments later. I'm not going to answer that till we get there. But then Onslaught then jumps into Tony.
Of course.
But yeah, I don't get it, Stretcho. You sent Torchy off with the Avengers and leave me behind? Where the heck is Susie Q? Susan is where she needs to be. We have a much more immediate problem. I took a DNA sample from Franklin, the boy who claims to be Sue and my son. So the kid's a fibber? What's the diff? That's just it, Ben. I don't think he's lying. If what he says is true, for us to live, that boy must. Little help brings this guy might actually is actually the mighty Thor. And Reed, I don't think this guy is breathing. Oh boy. I'm like, Franklin, what's the matter? Nothing can get past the security in the compound. We got by my mom and dad. How'd you get in here? What do you want? Executioner, Scarlet Witch, Loki, Enchantress, and Ultron 5. Okay, I'll say this. I don't
Is
mind
that a
Loki.
copy of Brainiac 5 from Legion?
Nah, but I'll say this. I don't mind Loki taking advantage of this. That is so him. Can we agree?
Yeah, but like, what is that costume on Scarlet Witch?
Better than that first one, I'll say.
I mean, better is relative. Like, she doesn't have those abs.
Oh,
but...
look, there's Ant-Man on top of Sue. Look at that weird
like
bug
a barbarian.
Armor. What?
He looks like Conan the Barbarian or something.
Look, we're already on issue 4 now. And how much has happened? Almost nothing.
I feel like an hour has passed.
Not even. Like you wanted to.
That cover doesn't look quite as silly on the outfit.
Nope. Like you wanted to fight Onslaught Captain America. Well, you have him. Tony, if you can hear me, you got to fight him. I'm just ignoring this stuff. You know, I'm just breathing through it because, again, as you can see, there's not much here. I mean, look at Tony's mouth here. What? Did Rob Liefeld
I don't understand what his mask is made out of.
Did Rob Liefeld forget this is armor?
I think he wanted it to be cool liquid metal or something.
And why does it look like a beak?
Because that shape is very emotionally evocative. I don't know.
Do it or I'll shut you down myself. I have destroyed the Hulk and Thor. What could possibly make you think you could defeat me?
Why is Ricky still narrating?
But what Onslaught had encountered was that Captain America never get because Life and Jeplope really liked Ricky and wanted to make it clear, just give a summary to all this stuff while the action's going on, so the story can at least progress somehow. But this shield was given to me by the United States government. It represents a kind of America ingenuity you could never understand, and maybe if I give you a closer look, fool! You've thrown away the only thing that's sparing you from death. You came to us, Onslaught, thinking we were weak. So the years I've met dozens of you maniacs, all working with the same misguided notion that by capturing our minds, our hearts would follow. You will never have our hearts. And then he gets back up, keeps pounding. Look at that now. Look at that there. Is he shouting?
Why does he need a mouth?
Because Lipo wanted to look like. Argh!
That's very silly.
Then they knocked each other out. And then is there no one on this planet who will challenge me? So yeah, they're trying to wake up Thor and everything. And then Namor comes in with the staff the stick that'll become the hammer. We get blah blah. The monster known as Onslaught is his, it's going to murder them all. Blah blah. And they want to take advantage of the situation. Oh, we also have Wonder Man there as well, and Vision. No, not Vision. No, that's Loki. Vision then shows up, and again, in the actual Heroes Reborn, Hank created both Vision and Ultron. But Vision's going to make a statement saying, "I'm not your son, Ultron." Okay, Sue doing an attack while invisible. I actually like that idea. Why didn't you do that more often?
Because it's kind of scary.
But yeah, and then she then gets them out of there. But yeah, they fight out like, "I'll never be your son. He's your brother." And then they say we awaken Enchantress. And then they use they both do a spell on Ant-Man that makes him grow.
More butts.
But then Thor shows up with the others but then says, "Half brothers defeat themselves and have spoke to me. If Onslaught has not stopped there, and now on Midgard, the universe Even Asgard will fall to him. Asgard is gone in this universe. But then the boy Franklin must die. Read, counter my half-brother's loathsome lie. I have completed all my calculations. Deny my half-brother now. I can't. I must agree with Loki. What?
Okay.
And we're already going into the end. See what I mean about this? Again, I'll give it. Some of the action isn't horrible if you just look at it without any text.
I don't like Iron Man and his weird mouth and crinkly face.
Oh, look, they spoil Hawkeye's reveal.
It's Wolverine.
And look at Reed. I mean, okay, I get what Liefeld's going for here, but it's just awkward. But yeah, how can you speak thusly, Richard? You would bring harm to a small child? As I said, I haven't concluded my research. But if we are to believe that Franklin altered reality so that all of us have different lives, different origins, who's to say he didn't create Onslaught? Franklin, tell the truth. Did Onslaught come from your imagination? No, I swear, he's hunting me because I hit all of you guys. Susan gets them to stop and basically say, no one is hurting the child. Okay, the kid didn't have anything to do with Onslaught, other than the beastie following me. And two, I might just know a way to take the beastie down. How would you know that? Because with Franklin's help, I remember now just who the hell I am. What a revolting development this is. As they're bringing here, because they plan on trapping him in the negative zone. Which I say, that's not a bad idea. It's no different than trapping someone in the phantom zone. Would you agree?
Yep. I mean, if it exists, that's what it's for.
Know, whatever else happens, if I did have a nephew, have to have a nephew, I wanted to be you. Okay, that is kind of sweet. I come for the boy. But yeah, they're trying to get him out there as a distraction. Then I didn't remember at first. Seems like having a spotty memory is part of who I am. But Franklin helped fill the blanks. Except, how can you remember what happened outside but no one else can?
So the movie can happen.
And now look at Onslaught here. What?
I liked him better as a worm.
But there are no mutants on this world. Tell that to the Scarlet Witch, bub. And then they do, now, Ben, one fastball special coming up. Don't know why, but this feels also dang blasted familiar. And then they knock his helmet out, and somehow that allows him to be stopped. And look, Avengers Assemble. All of them attack. Boom! I will not be denied. Before my blood will run, the boy will die. Like, all you've done since you got here was make me feel like less than zero. And that isn't how it's going to end. She's breached the barrier, holding back the negative zone. And Bucky! One chance to seal it off. No! Open it up. I never intended for it to end this way. But once that portal has been breached, all of Manhattan would have been destroyed, and all of us with it. Captain, for whatever stalls it may give to thee, I know that Hela will be welcome Bucky with open arms. So they believe she's dead. And yet she's still narrating. Franklin, did you do it? And Dad, sir, did you find a way to save Bucky? I'm afraid not, son, but Sue and I discussed. Well, Sue, you are a remarkable boy. And I'm sure that if someday I would have a son, I love you, Mom. You don't belong here, Franklin. Onslaught is gone. You have nothing to hide from anymore. You have only to focus on that green ball. But how though? That ball was left out there. Did he create this ball? Then we show up there as he, repeat like a few moments before him, but now they show up with him back. The negative zone. What is this place? So that was that. I died to save the world. You're not really surprised to see me, are you? I've been telling the story from the beginning. That should kind of tipped you off that I made it through. I woke up here in Philadelphia, sitting on a park bench like this is where I've always been. Franklin must have done something. Only this street, this building, this is where I used to live. And there's no here, and there's no here. I gotta find Cap. Look, the porn face!
Not the first one in this comic.
But the biggest one!
The other one was pretty big.
Right. What? Whatever this world is all about, I'm not sure that's the place for me. I don't really know what to do now. I mean, how many people get another chance at life? For Sam, the end. Stupid, wasn't it?
That was a very stupid comic. Like, why is Ricky... Like, she does almost nothing for the entire book, and then she's like the narrator. Like, that is wild choices.
Exactly. Like, what the hell?
It's very so the movie could happen.
Okay, dude, you keep saying that.
It's a comment on the arbitrary nature of things happening for the convenience of the writer.
Yeah, but this was just wow, right?
That's something that you definitely want to read on Marvel Unlimited, not buy.
Except I bought it and actually had Lightbell sign it.
Well, I mean, there's some good pieces in it.
I would agree with that. But
that is a comic. That has words.
Yeah, there was words in it, but other than that,
has it had any follow-up since then, other than the McKeever stuff?
You mean the McKeever stuff?
Other than the McKeever stuff.
Yeah, well, of course, the issue, the Captain America Centennial issue where they brought her back, they revealed more about her.
When was that?
That was right after Cap came back from the dead.
Well, that was a while ago.
Oh yeah. But then you had the Nomad stuff, and then the her joining up with that one team of kid heroes, and then Onslaught Unleashed that revealed she had been dead, which made everything entirely pointless.
Very sad.
But okay, but what did you think about the issue and the artwork overall?
It's a really mixed bag. Like, there's
not
some
the worst art you ever seen, though, right?
No, there's some parts that are quite good, and then there's Scarlet Witch's outfit and Iron Man's weird face.
Yeah, like what?
I don't understand why they think that his face needs to crinkle. He
should
just be a metal man.
Hulk didn't look that bad. Again, a lot of the big action poses were fine. The little
Except for the porn face for Hulk. Whoa, that was a lot.
And then you have but yeah, the writing again, not Loeb's worst, not as bad, but it was still bad.
The thing about Loeb's worst is he has he's like multiple entries on worst writer. So the fact that it's not his worst is good,
but
he has a low bar.
This was still during that point of him being.
And here's the thing, like, I get it. It's very sympathetic why it's so bad, but I don't have to want to read it.
It is a reason why I breezed through most of it.
What is Loeb even doing now that he got booted out of Marvel TV?
I think he's got he's about to do that new Batman the last Halloween.
Right, okay.
Which I am looking forward to that. I think he will. He's been gone from the writing for a while. He's clearly probably over everything. And it's a dedication to Sale.
Well.
And hell, he and Sale were working on it anyway.
I hope it is good.
Because this, a lot of times, his strength of his writing comes from his artists.
Oh, yeah.
And we know Sale.
Him and Tom King.
Yeah, but Tim Sale and him have, if Sale was working the plot, it's going to be decent. I mean, that one shot, that special they did was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I knew that was going to be a lead-in. I knew it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You think that Loeb is ever going to do a follow-up to Hush? Because they did that.
Oh, I think he is.
They did that teaser in the special anniversary edition.
I know. I think they are. I'm curious on what that meant.
Yeah.
What?
Because I hope it's not just a reference to Hush Returns, because that would be terrible.
Why would Loeb reference that? He didn't write it, and no
one likes it at all, ever.
You remember you even had to have Baldini just hand wipe it away.
And there was much rejoicing.
So yeah, that was Onslaught Reborn.
It was not the comic of all time.
No, it wasn't. But hey, thank you for joining me in this, Winnie, and thanks everyone else, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Have a good night.